So you guys have touched on this a little bit, but depending on which way this thing goes, self-discipline is actually really going to be important when we're dealing with this particular situation. So that means from planning to scheduling different things. Like, so Jared, what kind of things, what are going to be the best ways that you found to keep yourself on track with your responsibility, whether online or in person?
So I want to preface, I have not perfected anything, and I know for, especially if you're a first time like student going to college, you're a freshman, you're not gonna perfect it just off the rip. It's gonna take some time and knowing like, how to adjust with your classes, what time your classes are, what time you wake up, how you plan things, how you get work done. It's kind of like figuring out your own time management and just balancing things, but finding those ways to simply plan out, just like having like a small little checklist, like get this assignment get this assignment done in the next couple hours, do this here at this time, make sure you eat. Like I had to schedule when I had to eat, because I would stay in my room and I would not eat for a day. I'd be like, why am I so tired? So simple plans and just give yourself time and practice yourself, and practice your time management. That's really about it for me.
Okay, thank you, Jared. Jerisa?
The thing that works best for me is literally just blocking out time of my days to focus on specific activities. So if I have an essay due Friday, then I'm going to block out, I don't know, 2 hours on Monday to only focus on this essay, and then another like 3 hours on Wednesday. But just have that already scheduled, so it's not Thursday night and I'm trying to write a 15-page paper along with all the other stuff that I have to do, and then I get very stressed out.
Great. All right, Carly. Same question.
Going off what Teresa and Jared said, I have not perfected anything, but freshman year, what I did was I took like a calendar that had like a full week on it, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And for every hour of class, I blocked off like 2 hours elsewhere in the week to study for it. And I also like put down what time would I go to, say, do my laundry. For me, that was Thursdays at 8:45, because like no one had class at that time and no one was at the laundry room. So I would block like, when am I doing my laundry? When am I going grocery shopping? When am I eating? Because I also forget to eat. So I just literally made a schedule with every hour had something blocked. And I didn't often follow it, but just knowing I had it gave me a way to know this is my like standard for what I should be doing, even if I'm not actually doing it.
Well, I'm like mind blown that y'all had to forget to eat. Listen, I never forgot to eat. Ever. And still don't, okay? So I just want to throw that in there, like, bless y'all's heart. Also, Jerisa, how should a student seek out opportunities in their major, especially how things have changed now, whether it's like internships or job shadowing? How should a student seek out opportunities?
Most universities will have like a job interviewing, like job opportunities center, or a place where you can go to look for internships, job shadowing. Things are going to look a little different now, but I still know that it's easy to find like remote work, even if you can't go into a place physically, like you can do stuff online. And one thing that's worked for a couple people, if you can't find anything with your university itself, sometimes just emailing companies or emailing organizations, sometimes they'll come back to you and say, hey, we'd love to have you, and you can find work that way as well. Just put yourself out there.
Okay, great. Carly, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, definitely use career services at your college. For me, I've like the main internships I've gotten were through Handshake, which is my school goes partners through Handshake. I don't know, a lot of schools do, but it's a job board. And also LinkedIn. I've applied to some LinkedIn jobs like this week. And another way I have gotten jobs before is if there's a company that you know that you would be a perfect fit for, or something like supremely random. Like for me, it was the Broadway League, which did Broadway shows. I like Googled and was like, do they have internships? And so I would just Google companies that I knew were a good fit and that I had the skills for, and then I would send them my resume.
Okay, those some great ideas. So you young people, y'all do have, y'all do use LinkedIn. Okay, I see you. Okay, Jared.
For me, so you have an advisor, and all your advisors should always be major specific to what you're doing, so they'll know what's going on campus and like their opportunities going around. Email them. Like you have to email your professors, but you should also be emailing your advisor as much as you can when you can. And have like you'll have to do like, I know for my campus in our college, you had to make sure you email them, or they won't let you register for classes next semester. So if you don't have at least one meeting with them, you can't register for classes. So make sure you talk to them, and also just check your school email, because some people who actually work on the campus and like they're specific to your major as well, they'll just send out emails like mass emails to students like, hey, this label wants to work, like I'm music, so they're like, this label want somebody for an intern, this publisher want people who want to write music. We have this organization on campus doing this big opportunity. So just, if you don't check your emails, you'll never know. So just make sure you do that as well.
Gotcha. All right, thank you. Now this next question, I will say college, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me, is not the same as high school. If you're not attending class, your parents might get an email or get a phone call, get written up, go to the principal's office. College is a little different. Mm-hmm. What you do is up to you, right? So, Carly, and what are some of the ways you have to motivate yourself to attend class and complete your schoolwork?
For me, my freshman year, I knew that if I didn't keep like a 3.0 GPA, I would lose my scholarship and couldn't stay in school. So that was my main motivator, that if I wanted to live in New York City and if I wanted to like have an education at Fordham, I had to be going to class. I had to get above a B. And so for me, that was like, it was a fear of failure that motivated me my first year. But from then on, I try to find, in any class that I'm in, I try to find something that I'm interested in. Like Fordham has weird core requirements. I've had to take classes on like Henry VIII for a full semester. And I'm not like, it's not something I would love, but if I find something in Henry VIII that interests me, like finances in the 1500s, that's fascinating. Find something in a class that makes it worthwhile to go to that class, even if you don't want to be there.
Those are good. Thanks, Carly. Jerisa?
For me, normally the fact that I'm paying thousands of dollars for these classes is enough to get me to go to them. But even kind of beyond that, I like each semester, if I can fit it in my schedule, I try to take a fun class that may have to do with my major, it may not, but something I'm really interested in, and that kind of helps balance out anything that I have to deal with like boring general requirements.
Okay. Jared?
For me, it was just a self-reminder of just like, I love what I do and I want to make this my career, and I'm here to do that. So it's like, if I want to stay in this space, in this career, and I'm paying all this money, like Jerisa said, go to class. It's going to be worth it. Ask scholarships as well. I can't drop my GPA anything below, I think, a 3 like, I forgot. It's like this weird random number, but if I drop below that, my scholarship's going to be gone. That's a big help to my, to my learning. So it's like, just keeping yourself motivated is a self thing, really. You want to have a hunger and drive to do better and succeed. But just also remind yourself, I'm paying a lot of money for this, so I'm not gonna make the most out of it.
Right. I definitely understand that. So self-discipline is definitely a big thing that people are gonna need to do. I know me, I have to keep a calendar, but I also have to have a pop-up reminder. Yeah. So, I used to keep the calendar where you write it down. That was a disaster. So any other things that you guys can add for the incoming freshmen for self-discipline?
Just add to that how you said pop-ups. If you have a calendar app on your phone, which I think all phones should have them, like just built in, put everything that you can in that calendar. Especially like professors will give you like that syllabus, like they tell you literally on this day, or on one of these days, this exam should happen, this test should happen, this pop quiz may happen, be prepared for that. You could just have it on your phone and like set a reminder to remind you like a week before or a few days before. That has saved me so many times, because I forgot to do it, I'll walk into a class and it's like, okay, pop quiz, let's go. I'm like, you didn't say that. And he'll be like, it's on the syllabus. I told you this at the beginning of the year. So just make sure you have that calendar entry for real.
Also, like Google Tasks is super helpful for me, where it's a checklist and I can put like, do this by Wednesday, do this by Monday, but it's like a list. So yeah, it's also inside your Google Calendar. But.
There are different apps that I like to use, like one that's like My Study Life, and since it's built for studying, you can like put in exams, and then you can also put in, I'm going to study at this point, and this point for this exam. So you'll get reminders for it and everything. So it kind of helps you plan your life, which I need.